A kiss.
Britain is a nation of animal lovers. We care for over 27 million pets in this country, but no matter how much we might love them, our pets can develop behaviour that will make our lives a misery.
We've tried telling them off like a dog, we tried telling them off like a horse.
They can embarrass us,
Get off!
take over our lives,
He's one of us, just like one of the family.
threaten our relationships,
Yeah, it has got bad so that I'd move out. This dog's a nightmare.
they can be bad for business,
You are not allowed in cabins, and you know you're not allowed in cabins.
and drive us to distraction. This is the story of everyday people across Britain with pet problems, and the lengths they'll go to keep them happy.
He's married the wrong person. I'm coming home and I'm sharing my life with another man, but it's a poodle.
Come on, Jackie. Come on.
On her small holding in rural Surrey, Sheila Tester lives out her rural idyll, playing mummy to her menagerie of animals.
We've got 3 sheep, 4 Angora goats, the 2 ferrets, 24 hens. We do have the peacock as well, but I've known him since he was an egg, actually. What does a good boy say? Dip down.
Her favourite is her bearded collie Badger.
I just think he's the most fantastic dog. He's my best friend, of the 4-legged variety. He's like a little child, and so I always say he's the son we never had.
So devoted to Badger is Sheila that she's made a business out of weaving his hair into hats and jumpers, which she sells on the internet.
I spin, knit it up in the most wonderful jackets, jumpers, you name it, because that is my line of business, knitwear design.
I think people might find it a bit odd, the idea of you weaving his hair.
Yes, a lot of people do, actually. Well, they get the wrong impression. They think that, first of all, the dog has to be dead and then you skin it. You know, like you make a sheepskin robe. It's not like that. It's all from Badger's combings, and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. It's a pity on the film you can't feel it. In you go.
But Sheila's adoration for Badger has brought on an embarrassing problem. And she's dreading their trip to his agility class.
Usually when we arrive, that's to set up all the equipment, all the jumps, the seesaw and everything else. And everybody lets the dogs loose to have a run round and a play, which they do, they love it. And Badger thinks, here's an opportunity. Tongue lolling it. No, Badge! No!
For years, Badger's been dry humping everyone he meets.
He gets very excited and tends to mount your leg, unfortunately. We don't know if it's excitement or anxiety, but he tends to do it to everyone that arrives.
Oh, look at that. Look at that now. How's about that for a good-sized egg?
Sheila also has a business selling eggs, but Badger's unwanted attentions are putting off the customers.
He just runs straight at them and starts bonking their legs.
There we go, straight at it.
Or takes them from behind, round the waist, and sort of ferries them down the garden. And it'd be very, very difficult to peel him away.
That's enough, I think, Badger.
Doggy people, generally speaking, will accept it, but not everybody feels the same way.
I think you know. What do you think? Every time I come to collect eggs, I sneak through the gate and think he's not heard me, and by the time I get to the shed, he's on me.
Badger, no shagging.
It is guaranteed to get our undivided attention, obviously, because you can't really hold a conversation with a dog hammering away at people. It's not acceptable.
Sheila's tried self-help books and DVDs, but nothing's worked for long.
I definitely need help with him, yes, because I just don't know how to stop it.
In 2 weeks' time, Sheila will be seeing a leading dog behaviourist in a bid to cool Badger's ardour.
Oh, that's tight, Badge. Lower your grip a bit.
It's not just dogs who can develop an embarrassing attachment to humans. At the Birdland Wildfowl Sanctuary in Gloucestershire, zookeeper Alistair Keane has recently picked up a penguin in more ways than one.
For the last fortnight, it's been pretty much every day. We had a spell of about 6-7 months where he'd lost a little bit of interest. I had a couple of days off, came back, and then he was all over me like a rash again.
Spike has a constant need for pecker-to-pecker contact.
He also, if I'm wearing shorts, will try and put his head up my shorts, which gets kind of embarrassing. Well, thankfully, I'm quite tall. At 6'3", you can't quite reach much higher. If I was only 5'3", I'd be having a few issues, I think. So, all right, that's enough of that. You've got to give him full marks for persistency, though.
Spike's embarked on a courtship which could last many years.
So he's now about 20 months old, and so he's not mature. He won't breed until he's 6 years of age. And the other penguins are all doing a lot of courtship at the moment, and he's feeling a bit left out, so he's attaching himself to the person that he's used to, which unfortunately seems to be me at the moment. He follows me around everywhere. It's cute, but it is a bit of a pain. We'd rather he thought he was a penguin than a person. Hopefully, and he'll become a penguin in the next few years and chase the girls around rather than me.
Despite attempts to introduce Spike to real penguins, he's just not interested. And Alistair can't help feeling flattered.
You know, I suppose there's not many people that can say that every day. They're spending a day running away from a king penguin. You're not lonely, Spike. You've got 17 other penguins up there.
Sometimes we're not in the slightest bit embarrassed about our pets' bad habits. We even encourage them. Dave Palmer, a former brewery worker from Cardiff, can't see anything wrong with sharing his house with a pet sheep. "55-year-old bachelor Dave has been living with the sheep, affectionately called Nick Boing, for nearly 4 years.
Oh, that was hard work. He's just great to be with. He's just a super duper pet, aren't you? You comfy? You?
Most people would be a tad upset if their front room smelled like a farmyard. But not Dave. Anything to keep his woolly chum happy.
When he goes to the toilet with his currants, they're no problem. They don't leave a mark or anything. They just sweep up easily. So there's no problem there. When he's lying down, nothing will happen. And if he's been lying down for some time, then when he stands up, he will have a wee. So you either get him out, or you have a couple of towels ready. So I go through an awful lot of old towels. Sometimes I got 2 linefuls out there. But I haven't got a Persian carpet, you can see that.
But Dave does have a girlfriend. And Caroline and their son Nathan have never moved in.
There is a very distinct aroma about Dave's house. I'm not saying it's particularly unpleasant, and after you've been in there a few minutes, you cease to be aware of it. But certainly when you arrive, it's quite strong. But that is so cute, of course, I think.
Dave's devotion to Nick began when he found him as an abandoned newborn lamb.
He was tiny, yes, he was tiny. I mean, he's huge now.
Nick Boing and Dave have settled into a sedate routine together after a failed attempt to introduce him to new friends.
He wouldn't mix in with the goats, he wouldn't mix in with the pigs. He was on his own.
And still responding very strongly to us. He didn't want us to leave. It was quite obvious, and when we left him, he looked really woebegone, didn't he?
He thinks I'm a sheep as well, I think.
Either he thinks he's a human, or that we're sheep, or something in between. I'm not quite sure, but we are his herd.
Yes, we're...
Definitely.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Up we go. Up you go.
But there's a problem Dave can't ignore. Nick's cosseted lifestyle has seen his weight balloon.
Up we go, come on. 1, 2, 3, there, go on in. There's a good boy. Squash his bottom against the window. Some days I see him and I think, you're not very big, you know. And in other days I think, you're huge.
In just 3 weeks, Nick is due to be weighed. And the clock is ticking for Dave if he's to help Nick Boeing fight the flab.
Looking at it as if he's a human, we know it's not good to be overweight. And I've become so attached to him. I would, if something was to happen, I would miss him terribly. Just like one of the family.
If some problem pets can take over our houses, others can wreak havoc on our relationships.
Can I have a dick, please?
Meet Lewis, the pampered poodle who lives in Haywood, near Manchester.
Do you love my mum?
No, dogs are a good thing if you're single. You know, if you've lost your husband or the husband's lost a wife, you know, you've no intention of getting involved in another relationship, you can get yourself a dog, can't you, from dogs? That's fine, because it's your companion when you go to work and come home. But you don't get them when you're married or in a relationship. It's suicidal.
We bought him a pram. And Marie took him out in the pram when he was just a baby. Marie, she's give up work to look after him, so it's like she's had a baby and she's full-time mum to him.
Best thing I've done, innit?
Yeah, looking after him. I mean, we talk to him. We don't talk to him like a dog. We say, "Where's your mum? Where's your mum?" We talk like that to him, you see. "Where's your mum? Where's your dad? And how you tumming? And darling, can mum have a kiss, please? Please." Things like that. That's how we are. We love him so much, like a baby.
Lewis has a special talent for giving his wee-wee some air, much to the amusement of his owner, Michelle Seaborn.
What is that?
Yeah, okay. It's me all the time. I come back at it half an hour. Lewis, have a wee-wee. Good lad. Come on.
But Michelle's husband can't see the funny side.
You know, when it comes to the pecking order, the poodle's way out in front, then it comes to so damn right at the bottom of the pecking order when it comes to seniority. I wish I could get that sort of pattern myself. Seriously, everything works round the dog. It's just the dog, the dog, the dog. I don't have any life in this house. My marriage, it's on the rocks with all this dog job. It is, it's no good.
Barry is a dog.
She's married the wrong person.
If it was Barry or the dog?
Which one have to go?
Barry.
Barry. Don't be saying bad things.
No, but it's like sharing your life with another lover. You understand what I'm saying? I'm coming home and I'm sharing my life with another man, but it's a poodle. There's too many in Michelle's life. It's me and the poodle, you know.
Big deal.
But she's leaning towards the poodle.
In Brighton, East Sussex, a radio show for families driven mad by their problem pets offers some of the answers.
Question for Sharon Bolt. It's 08459 570057.
Sharon Bolt is a leading dog behaviourist and the show's most popular agony aunt.
This is BBC Sussex
With Joe Talbot. And Sharon Bolt for the next 5 minutes as we wrap off our dog phone-in. Don't call now, please, because we are full. Music to come.
For many callers, the problem is simple. Their pets are in charge.
OK, Sharon, what do you make of that?
What I would suggest to you, Nigel, on this is for you to claim that sofa area so that you make it a no-go area for Seth. Does that make sense, Nigel?
Sharon's treatment programme works on the basic idea that if you want to tackle your pet's problem behaviour, you have to think like a dog.
I focus on the dog owner first. I teach them about pack mentality, about dog psychology, and how they can calmly but confidently become the pack leader in the eyes of their dog, which in turn eliminates all the unwanted behaviours.
Today she's on her way to see Sheila and her dry-humping collie, Badger.
Oh, that's tight, Badge. Throw your grip at me.
Lots of people say to me, my dog is gay. because he doesn't just always try to mount female dogs, he tries to mount male dogs as well. It's not a sexual thing, it's about dominance. It's a way that they can demonstrate to each other who's who in the pecking order.
Another check.
Sheila's pinning her hopes on Sharon, calming Badger's rampant urges.
Somebody just picked up a box, maybe 2 boxes of eggs, and suddenly they get a dog's legs wrapped round them, and it wouldn't be the first time they've smashed, all the eggs have ended up being smashed.
Hello!
Sharon's first test is to walk the gauntlet of Sheila's back garden, Badger's favourite humping ground.
Hey. So what I'm doing is using my body language and pushing him around a bit with my body language in the way that he would normally do, and see how he's submitting. And again, he's coming back. I know that he's going to try, so I'm just blocking him with my hand. This is my personal space, and I'm asking him to respect it. Just giving him some boundaries.
Despite having his advances rejected by Sharon, Badger's persistent.
Hey, you've got nice legs, you see, that's what it is.
Why didn't he mount you then, Sharon?
Well, when I come in as a pack leader. So my body language is upright, my head is high. So I come in with this air of authority.
Yes.
And that's what one dog would do to another. So he had to stand back, which was submission. So now he's just off and, he's very accepting. So I'm just going to walk him for a little bit, just to communicate who's who here.
Sharon's given Sheila a month to stop being Badger's mum and start being his pack leader.
Poor Badger, he's not used to this. He's got somebody very much in command of the situation. He thinks, help, Mum, what do I do?
In Stevenage, Hertfordshire, one couple had completely lost sight of who's top dog. Bull Mastiff Kirby started life as the adorable puppy of postal workers Donna Wybrow and Colin Howroyd. But recently, his behaviour has changed in unexpected ways.
At home, big lovable puppy. But he changes when we go out and turns into a bit of a beast.
For Donna, taking Kirby for a walk twice a day has become a ritual humiliation.
He's a strong old boy, and obviously I can do what I can to hold him, but if he wants to go, he'll go. Come here. No, calm down. Come here, no, you don't, come here. Come here. Yeah, it is a worry, because actually he can pull me straight off my feet, and if I let go, and I don't know what he wants to do to a dog, and obviously I'm a bit worried what he might do. He might hurt it.
When Kirby spots another dog coming towards him, he can turn very nasty.
Kirby! 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 Is she hurt? She's not hurt, is she? Sorry. Calm down. Yeah, it's scary and embarrassing all in one go. It's obviously scary at the time, the adrenaline's going to get him off. And afterwards it's embarrassing when you're a heap on the floor, covered in grass and mud. It's not very glamorous, is it? Wait. It's all right, Kirby boy. I definitely want to get this sorted out. I'm getting scared to walk him. Like a loaded gun, you don't know when he's going to go off.
Back in Wales, Dave Palmer thinks he has the answer to his pet sheep's embarrassing proportions.
This way. No.
He's embarked on a weight loss programme that involves daily walks together.
Hey, you can't do with a trim, man.
Yeah.
No.
Come on in. Whoa.
What is a sheep doing in Rabina?
He's a pet.
He's a pet?
He's a pet, yeah. So we take him for walks.
Where'd you keep him, in the house or?
In the house and out the garden, yeah.
Wow, he's huge.
Adult sheep of Nick Boyne's breed are normally around 8 stone in weight. Dave's had him sheared.
Lovely.
And it's confirmed his worst fears.
Of course, it reveals more of Nick. And you can see where he's bulging a bit. Come on in, big boy. Let's go.
Dave's concerned that their regular drives together might be adding to Nick's problem.
It could be because he's bone idle. He is bone idle, there's no question of that. Some people have suggested that I get a sheepdog to chase him around a bit, exercise him a bit.
Dave's anxious to get a second opinion from an expert. His neighbour is farmer John Rees, but he doesn't quite see the problem.
He isn't grossly overweight. He's got a bit of extra weight here, but I don't think that's anything to worry about. No.
That's okay.
Aye. Well, there's a good trade on most livestock at the minute. He'd be worth £100 or a bit more anyway. He'd probably be getting a bit tough by now. He'd want stewing rather than frying.
Cover your ears, Nick. We don't like those conversations, do we? Hey?
No, you can see he's upset at
Yes.
the very mention of the word slaughterhouse.
Yes. He's not going anywhere, are you, big boy? Yeah.
The moment of truth will come when Nick Boyne steps on the scales. But he's reluctant to face the music.
Get off my foot.
All right, that's you. 23 stone and £6, something like that.
23 stone then. He's put on a stone. Yeah. Okay, lovely.
Okay,
thanks very much.
thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Come on in.
Nick's now nearly 3 times the weight of his average male counterpart, and the penny is finally starting to drop for Dave.
I think the position I'm in with Nick now is, I know he's overweight, and he's not to get any heavier. So it may be I'll have to take him out for longer walks, or even a run if need be.
Letting him just expel whatever he wants to expel here.
Donna and boyfriend Colin are hoping to deal with Bull Mastiff Kirby's aggressive behaviour with some anger management. They've called in top dog specialist Sharon Bolt.
It's about where am I with you in the pecking order.
Kirby's got to respect Donna as pack leader. She'll have to walk him into submission. Kirby's most embarrassing trait is his delight in savaging other dogs, so Sharon's going to introduce another one as bait.
How lovely. If you think that the body language is a bit, you just turn him back.
True to form, Kirby fancies taking a bite.
That's right, and carrying on walking down, Colin, when you can. But he's very good. He's still not showing that real aggression.
I think he would have been if he could have got close enough. I think he would have been. I think he would have tried to attack him.
Okay.
After a few more passes, Kirby seems to be losing interest.
How was it that time?
Yeah, no tugging at all. Just straight past.
Lovely. But I'm noticing a difference with his body language. It's much more lowered. It's respectful rather than come on then. Let's go for it. That's right. So you're that side. That's brilliant.
Since he was a puppy, Donna's never successfully walked Kirby alone.
Nice. Well done.
It's the first time Donna's ever walked Kirby properly.
Very well done. Very well done. You was completely walking down there without anybody else.
Brilliant. So relaxed.
It's a turning point.
Well, you really did do a very good job, and it was just so lovely to see. You did it.
Nice one, Dom.
Big relief. Boy, we can enjoy ourselves now. We relax.
one problem pet's aggressive behaviour is finally over, another's has just begun. In Salisbury, Wiltshire, a North African parrot called Lego is starting to lash out.
Lego! God, no!
Lego has lived with his owner Rebecca, a 19-year-old care assistant, since he was 6 months old.
I did want a monkey, but our garden's not big enough. So I thought, well, what else could I get that's intelligent? So Mum said, well, why don't you get a parrot? And I said, yeah, I've always wanted a parrot.
But Lego's moods have recently turned darker.
I think where Lego is getting fruity, he's getting frustrated, and where he's getting frustrated, he's getting angry. So he's not getting anything. So, like, he does get very stressy. He'll, like, get up to me and he'll puff himself out and get his wings going, like he's showing off. And then he'll, like, start doing a little dance, like saying, look at me. And then he'll, like, regurgitate his food. So I want you to eat that. And then he'll lift his claw up to stay on my shoulder. And then he'll start rubbing himself against me. And then he'll make this funny noise, like he's getting really, like, horny and say. But obviously I can't do nothing. So I do tell him off. But he is so funny.
Ow.
Rebecca's mum, Debbie, is alarmed at Lego's mood swings.
Say, no way. I can't put my hand in and stroke him. He won't let me near him. Naughty boy. You naughty. Rebecca used to kiss him, and he used to kiss her lips. Then she put her tongue out and he used to put his beak on her tongue. So I did it and he bit my tongue. He latched on, but he was getting tighter and tighter to the extent I had to scream. But as soon as I screamed, it's like he went down and then released. Yes, and it was ow.
Debbie is now anxious to find a cure for Lego's aggressive tendencies.
Be nice.
It's getting to the stage where he needs to be trained now because I don't know if I could trust him. So basically he's ruling me then, isn't he?
Because of their behavioural problems, parrots have to visit the vet more frequently than any other pet. Very often, it's their owners who really need the treatment.
I'm hoping to achieve that we can all handle him at the end of the day with no problem whatsoever.
Where are we?
Rebecca and her mum have travelled to Swindon to see an Avarian pet specialist.
Hello, Lego Cooper, come on through.
Neil Forbes wants Rebecca and Debbie to understand what's happened to Lego.
Okay, well, that's great. Take a seat. Right, come on, Lego, my friend. Good boy. Just let him settle. Okay, right, I'll come and get him. Step up. Okay. So, I'll just pop him back in his cage just for a moment. There we are. So, the starting point really is that most people want a soppy, tame, hand-reared parrot. Cute and cuddly and all the rest of it, okay? Now, to achieve that, the parrot must be a hand-reared parrot, okay? And what this actually means is the parrot grows up actually thinking that it is human.
Neil believes Rebecca must be strict with Lego if she wants him to be cured.
So, if Largo comes home, and if he is not parented by you, he will become, if you give him a chance, he will become the top bird in the flock, you being the rest of the flock.
Okay.
So, if he reaches sexual maturity and you are his flock, he is going to select someone for him to want to breed with, okay?
Which is already started.
Which is probably you. We need to change that. At the moment, he's the top bird. We need you to be the top bird. When you are the top bird, you're the parent, he's the child, he's then the juvenile member of the flock, and he will then not expect to breed with you. And the problem will go away, okay?
If Rebecca doesn't become a top bird, then a horrifying fate awaits Lego.
Okay, this is all a bit sad, really. This is what Largo could turn into if we don't sort out his behaviour now. This is Charlie. He's physically, he is well, but psychologically, he's completely messed up because he wanted to breed with the owner. Nothing happened, and this is 3-4 years on, and the problem wasn't resolved. I'm going to pop him back upstairs.
That fella crying. That was very, very shocking to think that Lego could end up like that. Because we don't control the situation. It's cruel to the bird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rebecca and Debbie must train Lego to be compliant and obey commands, but it's not going to be easy.
It'll be tough for her the first week or two, but and you've got to really sort of work your way through it, and you get over a stage, you get over the hump, as it were, and then all of a sudden things get very, very much easier, and then life becomes much more fun for bird and owner.
How about not kissing him for 2 weeks? Is that going to be possible?
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to stop, won't I? Yeah, bless him. Say bye.
Right, do you remember the rules? Followers and leaders. I'm the leader, so you're the follower. Come on then.
Being top dog can be a struggle for those of us not born to be leaders.
Wherever I go, Badger, you follow.
Sheila Tester is trying to cure her bearded collie Badger of his humping habit. But how will he behave when he's let off the lead for the first time?
Still working hard on what Sharon told me, and it seems to be paying off. Bearing in mind, it is Badger we're dealing with, and he's always looking for a little lapse in concentration, and he's straight in bonking legs again.
The bait arrives. It's a chance to see if Badger will succumb to temptation.
Oh dear.
He's weakened.
Badger, no, down, off. Told you now, you don't do that now, that's in the past. And I could see him sort of selecting that. He just saw a weak moment there and decided, I'll have that.
Then all Badger's training unravels at the sight of his old flame, the sound recordist.
No, Badger, no, I thought we'd given that up. Badger, up! OK, that's better. Now come and sit down. Leave Vicky alone.
But Sheila's still confident she's got the upper hand, and Badger's rampant humping days are drawing to a close.
Well, overall, I think we're doing quite well, but it is a struggle. I'll say that with a capital S. Badger. Wait.
Becoming top dog might cure some embarrassing problems, but others can appear beyond help. In a small town in Warwickshire, a lovable hound is harbouring a dirty secret.
He's very playful, he's very affectionate, he's friendly.
Darcy is an 8-month-old miniature dachshund who lives just outside Birmingham with the Flay family.
He likes to kiss everybody, doesn't he?
I mean, he loves a good cuddle.
Likes to be close to you.
But there's a reason the family aren't keen on Darcy's physical affection.
You have to keep your eye on it most of the time, or as much as you can.
Darcy has got this very strange habit of eating his own poo, shall we say.
Darcy, no! Stop it! No! Charlie's gone and done it again.
It's not really very nice at all. So it just seems disgusting.
Yeah.
Going and scavenging your own business.
I wouldn't want to kiss you if he did after he'd eaten it.
The family have tried to curb Darcy's appetite for poo.
Somebody suggested garlic tablets, and we thought that the smell of garlic in passing might have put him off, but no, it didn't.
We've tried clapping, loud noises, stamp your feet, water pistol attempt. People have said Tabasco sauce as well, but you know, you can't keep on doing that, can you? Putting Tabasco sauce on the fish is, you know, and that's supposed to stop the dogs from eating it as well, but
he still ate it.
Yeah.
He just likes eating anything and everything.
Not content with eating his own poo at home, Darcy likes to pop out occasionally for some fast food.
No. No. We have to look out for other dogs' messes in case he goes and eats other dogs' messes. Darcy, come on. Come on.
Dawn and her family believe Darcy's stomach-churning habit is just immaturity. They hope it can be cured by a visit to a dog behaviourist.
We'd like him not to eat other dogs' messes and his own mess. Full stop. Darcy, no. No.
It seems the more we treat our pets like children, the more they behave like them. Gary and Lisa Fosbrown from Norfolk are mummy and daddy to a dog so immature he's downright babyish.
He likes putting costumes on because he knows everybody's going, "Ah, doesn't he look gorgeous?" And then they make a big fuss of him. And he knows he looks gorgeous when he's dressed up. Gary and I don't have children, and I think Duke's role has upgraded from dog to son.
He's a surrogate kid.
He's very happy. He does get a lot of love and attention. I suppose the outfits are a development of dressing him up like a baby.
All this pampering means Duke has started to behave like a spoilt toddler.
He likes a lot of attention, and if he doesn't get it, then he will go and wee somewhere. All around here, there. Well, there's been a secret one. You can see where he's cocked his leg up there. Obviously, it's a great performance every day trying to clean everything up. If I took you into another place we lived, the sofa turned green pea, the wooden floor started disintegrating. We had the plaster peeling off. It was just it was awful.
To protect their home, the couple have come up with a simple solution. He has to wear a nappy. And Mummy Lisa has to change him every day.
I suppose we don't really discipline him because of a bad tone. He knows he's been naughty, so there's no point spanking him. I'm his pet, I think. There to serve his needs when he wants them.
It's been 3 weeks since Rebecca and Mum Debbie first took pet parrot Lego to the vet to learn how to think like parrots and become top birds.
Step up. He wouldn't do as he's told, and when I say step up, he'd fly everywhere.
He's naughty.
But the training hasn't been going to plan.
That's naughty. Yes.
I'll change it by being more dominant with him, and if he's naughty then he won't get no cuddles and kisses. Step up. Oh, that is naughty. No.
Do you think Rebecca's got any chance of being top bird?
No. I know what Rebecca's like. But she's too soft. She'll give in to him all the time. Oh, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered.
Step up, Lego. No, that is naughty. No. It is hard work. But we'll soon get there. He's got a lot of years yet.
Well, parrots can live to 50 years, so there's plenty of time.
Oh, Lego.
But in Bewbley, Warwickshire, part-time fireman Dan Myers is running out of time to tackle his hyperactive Jack Russell, Milo.
In the last 5 weeks, my girlfriend Kate's moved in with me. Milo became quite used to it being just me and him. I never stopped him from going anywhere really, and he was allowed to do whatever he wanted. And it's become quite an issue with me realising how naughty he actually is. In my opinion, Milo's got the dog form of ADHD. To be honest, he sleeps for about 20 minutes a day, and his little heart's going like the clappers all the time. There's no stopping him.
In an apparent attempt to get rid of Katie, Milo has developed some alarming behaviour.
He's eating my makeup, he's eating all my tampons, he's eating my knickers, DVDs, dustpan and brush. I had loads of like body lotions and stuff, he ate all that. Oh, for my birthday, my auntie bought me a load of nail stuff that cost a £40, he ate all that. eats everything. This dog's a nightmare. I hate it.
Things came to a head when Milo chewed his way through Katie's new kitchen equipment.
He'd eaten the new dustpan and brush, had a go at the mop. He just basically trashed the kitchen, and Katie's reaction was, look, I can't be bothered anymore, and that really did upset me.
Now Katie's at breaking point.
Yeah, it has got bad so that I'd move out. The times we do get together, the dog kind of ruins it.
Stop it! Milo has become too much for our relationship. It's been just me and him for the last 12 months, but I've found happiness in Katie, and I'm not letting Milo jeopardise that by what appears to be jealousy. Wait, leave him alone. Milo!
Dan's under pressure to bring Milo to heel. For some families, animals running riots can threaten not just relationships, but their very livelihoods. At a holiday activity centre in rural South Wales, a Mangalitsa pig is running amok.
Tightly messed the floor up a bit. But...
Yeah, well, we'll take care. I'm sorry about that. She's kind of lacking table manners, but she's a good pig, really. But you're not allowed into cabins.
Nigel Finkel, the holiday centre's manager, is blind to Trudy's faults.
Yeah, she loves her tickles. This is another reason why we love her, because she's what we call a love pig. Now look at those eyelashes. Yes, what a good pig. She's got the most beautiful eyes and eyelashes.
Nigel's wife Monique thinks he's lost all control of Trudy's wild behaviour.
He kind of treats animals like people. He thinks they can go anywhere. He doesn't really care what they do.
Who's a clever pig?
And I think he actually thinks everything that happens is really funny.
I get hours of amusement from her. I love her to bits. Never a dull moment with her.
After a string of complaints, Monique is desperate for Nigel to restrain Trudy.
She's not a baby anymore.
You're the baby. She's a year and a bit.
Wait, a year is not a long time, but she's 250 pounds.
Yeah.
She's huge.
I just don't see the point in having a bloody animal incarcerated all the time. This is her home. The guests are only in for 5 minutes. Just got to tell people that the pig is there. It's a pet pig. If you give her food, she's liable to become a bit obstreperous.
Okay, that is the word, liable. Okay? Because if anything happens, we're liable.
For the time being, Nigel will have to lock Trudy away from the guests until they can get her some treatment to cure her wild ways.
Like Folsom Prison.
For two of our mortified owners and their canine miscreants, today is the day of reckoning. Hyperactive Milo and poo-eating dog Darcy.
Charlie's gone and done it again.
Both are travelling to Sharon Bolt's day-long boot camp in Birmingham.
It's really people that've got dogs that are ruling the roost, and it's really making their lives a nightmare. So today what I'm going to be showing these people is how they can really communicate to their dogs in a language that the dogs understand and eliminate these unwanted behaviours. Hello and welcome everybody to Sharon's Boot Camp. Thank you so much for coming along today. Got some lovely dogs here today, and I really hope that we're able to give you some really good tips that you can take back and to put in practice. If you'd follow me round.
Dogs will be pulled in one at a time to Sharon's training house. First up is Jack Russell Milo.
So this is another little behaviour that they can start to do, because normally something works. So this is just a little bit of attention seeking.
The stakes are high for Dan if he's to stop Katie moving out.
This training means a lot to me, really. It needs to work, because it's either the dog or me.
And the dog seems to be winning. Attempts to show Milo who's boss don't appear to be cutting much ice.
And this is very much a battle of wills now. This isn't play, this is determination of showing who's who, and this is literally what's going on here. This is why it's important that you continue to win this, because he's just contesting here. And this is good. As I say, he will just wear himself out. He's expelling more and more energy. It's what they do. And then he'll get to the stage where he realises he's not going to win and he'll just give it up.
With my makeup, it'd be nice to leave it around the house. I remember I just left my handbag open on the side and he'd gone in it and took my favourite piece of makeup ever and tore it to shreds.
I'm just going to put my foot in front of him. So again, this is his boundaries.
The temptation of Katie's makeup seems a challenge even for Sharon.
It becomes a game.
Yeah.
Hey.
Next in line for treatment is sausage dog Darcy. Inside the training house, the awkward questions need to be dealt with.
Can I just check, is it just his own or does he like cat's poo and other animal poo?
Other animals,
yes.
and rabbits as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very common thing. The number one cause that I find is due to a nutritional imbalance somewhere. But for a dog that eats faeces, it is absolutely full of nutrition.
Okay.
The fleas can change Darcy's diet, but there's another more radical option.
What it is, it's just a spray collar and it sprays with an essential oil called citronella. The lovely thing with this is that it's on a remote. Number 2 does a spray, just a short spray, and number 3 is a longer spray. And all it does really is it just diverts them into a different direction.
The other dogs have left some treats for Darcy on the lawn. It's an opportunity to try out the collar.
Lovely. Come away. Come in.
Is this the chance the fleas have been waiting for to return to life?
It would be lovely to be able to go away and do something on your own and not be worried that he's going to eat his poo.
And that was just the little squirt of the citronella just to divert him. So it hasn't hurt him in any way. It's just told him that no, not to go there.
He looks shocked.
Well shocked.
Charles or Don, would you like to have the remote? Number 2 is the one that was effective. Get ready with that.
Yeah.
Now for the real test. One he's done himself.
So it's worked, thank you. Yeah, it's paid off.
And very soon I'm sure you won't need that anymore anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
The session's drawing to a close, and inside the training house, Dan's still struggling with Milo. But his persistence is starting to pay off.
Very good.
But you see, what you've done there, Dan, is you've established that that behaviour is not acceptable, and he didn't win. He didn't get the lead. He didn't get your attention. He didn't get anything from it.
That's a first.
Milo's newfound obedience is a weight off Dan's shoulders.
Yeah, I'm very positive with what we've done with him today, because he has picked it up really easily, and I'm surprised how quickly and how much he's responded, and how much now that he will look up to me rather than look down at me.
Milo's rehabilitation means Katie's started to see Dan in a more positive light too.
On what I've seen today, I don't think I'll be moving out. Fingers crossed for the future, I suppose.
But for every happy ending, there's also a horror story. And on a Leicester housing estate, the good life has turned into a nightmare for young couple Paul Leake and Portia Bruin. Not content with a shed and a garden gnome, they went for a herd of goats.
We aren't keen gardeners or nothing, and since we moved into the house, the grass was up to here to start off with, and we never really got on top of it, and people used to joke, oh, you ought to get some sheep or something in there to do it. Then we went off to a garden show, and it kind of we ended up getting them.
But the couple's lives became a misery a few months later, when they bought Nim, an alpha male goat with a violent streak.
Sometimes he comes up to you innocently and just rubs against you like any goat does, and you kind of like just nudge him away. Because you nudged him, all of a sudden he's thinking, hang on a minute, I'm King Goat, I'm going to nudge you back a little bit more.
No, no.
It's kind of like two kind of like male goats going at it sometimes. So I wonder what the neighbours say if they ever look into it when see Nims coming at you like that.
I went to the physio and the doctor before and they've seen it and they were just shocked, you know, they were saying, you know, obviously thinking that Paul had done it, you know, so it was just, it was my goat.
We've tried everything. We've tried ignoring him, we've tried telling him off like a dog, we tried telling him off like a horse.
No.
He's an animal at the end of the day, because at the end of the day we want to enjoy the garden out and no one wants to be attacked and that.
With Nim now ruling the roost, the couple find themselves sheltering inside much more.
He's in charge and we know he's head of the herd, but he'll take it too far. You know, it's too much when he's just bullying.
They've called in specialist farm animal behaviourist Debbie Connolly in a desperate bid to tame Nim.
If your pet takes over you and your household, you will end up with some serious problems. When that happens, this animal who now has perhaps no boundaries, perhaps no rules in its life, is suddenly an animal that's become dominant and out of control, and then you end up with people like me having to come in to sort out the problem. Come on then, come on.
After a quick assessment, it's obvious to Debbie what's needed.
Come on, move back. Move back. So you've got to be behaving like goats and making him be the one who is the one stepping out the way, the one moving, the one listening to you, okay? You have to be tough and you have to walk towards him. Good boy. Yeah. So he has to be the one moving, not you. Now there's two things I want you to concentrate on. If he starts actually coming up at you and he starts actually doing this, don't go backwards, go forwards and make him get off you. Right, you have a few. Calm. Calm now. Thank you. Stop. And again. Shove him. That's it. Stand up straight. That's better. Good boy.
No.
Good boy. So it has to be square on all the time. Okay? That's it. As long as he's polite, feed him. Oh, don't worry too much about that. That's better. Now reward him. Good boy. Good boy. That's it. So, are you prepared to be goats? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, no matter what the neighbours say or your family say, yeah? We're going to be goats.
Yeah.
Good people.
Back in Port Talbot, Nigel refuses to keep pet pig Trudy in a pen, so he's going to throw money at the problem. He's hired Debbie at £150 a session to come and train her.
Hello, Nigel. I'm Debbie.
Oh, Debbie,
hello.
You want to meet the pig?
I do indeed want to meet the pigs. Let's meet the pig.
Probably dry enough we don't need boots.
Okay, that's fine. I've got my little boots on. What we're going to start with. Stand there.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You can get the first job. Don't rattle the bottle until she's actually here.
So how do I get her here?
Well, shout.
Trud!
See if you can get her attention first.
Trudy! Trudy! Trudy!
The hope is Trudy will learn to associate the sound of the rattle with food, which will get her out of guests' bedrooms.
That's it.
Trudy!
Yeah, you're only supposed to give her one or two. Shake your bottom.
Debbie also treats turkeys, goats and chickens.
Trudy! Trudy!
Oh, they're not so much. Just throw the trees quick. But that was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, well done, guys.
So is that it for the session now?
That's it for today. It's all down to you now. I leave it in your hands.
Despite the dent in his finances, Nigel seems happy with the results.
She actually seems to be a bit smarter than I'm giving her credit for. She did seem to react to what and knew what was going on, and yeah, we'll give it a try. That could be this year's anniversary present for you. Last year you got the pig. This year you're going to get her back fully trained.
All over Britain, embarrassing pets rule the roost when their owners fail to get to the top of the pecking order. Sex-pest Lego is resisting his top birds.
I think you just got to be persistent and show him who's boss, haven't you?
Yeah.
Don't let him rule you.
Do you think you can be top bird?
Yeah. Without the feathers.
Yeah.
Terrible toddler Duke, still not potty trained.
We want to have a happy house, and Duke happy makes everybody happy.
And Spike remains besotted with his keeper.
He doesn't seem to take no for an answer, certainly. He will eventually get the message.
But for some, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Hello. You get some? Okay. Are you alright?
Sheila Tester has finally become pack leader and Badger's stopped dry humping her customers.
Yes, he's definite improvement, and I should be able to sell a lot more eggs from now on, I think.
And in Stoodley, Warwickshire, a quick taste test reveals that poo-chomping Darcy really has kicked his unsavoury habit.
So let's hope he's cured.
What do you think, John?
Cured. Relieved.
No kick.
But for many smitten owners, their problem pets are no problem at all.
I'm not cooking. I just love him, and I'm not afraid to show it. If I could only keep one person in my whole life, it'd be Louis.
And over in Wales, Dave and Nick Boying are simply looking forward to the future, together.
Hopefully he's got a few good years left in him. He's only 4 now, so even if he does live till about 8 or 9, it's still 4 or 5 more years to go. So, pleasurable years to go. Everybody should have one.